Hey guys, Dr. Weiner here. I'd like to just take a second and give you four things to look for, yellow or even perhaps red flags, if you will, that you or someone else might be having a problem with a substance. A lot of people wonder, like, where do we put that line? So, the first sign to watch for is purpose. Why are you using the substance? In particular, what you want to watch for is, are you using it to cope with daily life? A lot of times when people start having major or larger problems with the substance, it's not just something you're using on occasion for social reasons, but it's something where you feel like this is part of the backbone of how you make it through the day. So watch for purpose. In particular, are you using it to cope with feelings? Second thing to watch for is, are you having consequences due to use but still keep doing it anyway? This can be at work, your mental health, your physical health, family, legal problems, money problems. Lots of ways to look at it, but if you're having negative consequences, but you're still doing it or even escalating it, that can be a sign that something is wrong. Third thing to watch for is control. Do you have true control over matching up your intentions and goals for your relationship with a substance to actually what happens? And so, what I always recommend if you want to test it is try setting a different consumption goal for yourself, whether or not that's reducing use or even discontinuing use for a while, if that's a safe thing to do, and see if you can do it. And for a while means more than like a day or two, but more like a few weeks or a couple of months, like really living life at that different use rate. See what it's like. If you can do it, great. If you feel like you always try but never quite get there, that can be a sign that you might not actually have that control that you're looking for over your behavior with the substance. The last one, and oddly enough, I think the least important, has to do with quantity. How much of the substance are you consuming? Now, the reason why I say the least important in terms of determining for yourself if you think you have a problem is that even though quantity is objective, like how much of this are you putting in your body, you can compare yourself to others fairly easily. And if you're surrounded by people using at the same amount or even more than you are, it's possible to take a quantity that might actually be concerning and compare it to those others and feel like, oh, well, it's not so bad because this other person's doing that. Or basically, the context matters a lot with that. Sometimes there's an objectively large or dangerous or harmful amount that someone's consuming, but a lot of times it's in a gray area. So certainly, if you're feeling alarmed by the amount you're consuming or others in your life are giving you that feedback, worth paying attention to that. But in general, those first three, I generally, as I'm trying to help people make their own decision about whether or not they're having a problem with a substance, I tend to lean more on those first three than the fourth. So I hope this was helpful for you today in terms of really like, where do you draw that line? Is the use a problem? Is the use not a problem? If this was helpful, please leave a like and subscribe.